Are you a solopreneur or womanpreneur and running your own business? How do you feel in your environment? How does your environment affect you when you are with your client or your people? Today, I have the immense pleasure to have Victoria with me, Victoria Buckman. Hello, Victoria. How are you?
I am fabulous. Hello, how are you?
Very, very, very good. I think you and I just connected like that. Somebody's introduced us to each other and then we had a chat. We just couldn't stop chatting to each other, could we?
Yes, I love that across the world, we can have this very close connection and get to know each other. It's so amazing.
Isn't it just? Isn't it just? Because so you're based in San Francisco, aren't you?
Pretty close. Yeah,
Okay.
in the East Bay, very close to San Francisco.
Okay. So there's a few hours between us in between
Yes.
but we share kind of the same passion because we're talking about working with solopreneur and helping people to thrive and that kind of things, and then we started talking about your sales magic, your little genius method that you created. And really, when we think about it, sales is customer service, isn't it? And one is
Yes.
the other.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that sales magic.
Sales magic is, well, first of all, a lot of women, a lot of people have this charge around the word sales because in the past it has been what we might want to say a more masculine or more forward pushing energy. And so a lot of people think, oh, I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to, force somebody to have something that they don't want. We think of that used car salesman. Sorry, all the car salespeople out there.
Double glazing ones. I use the double glazing as well.
Yes, yes. And so sales magic is, it was actually a download that I got one time when I was at a networking meeting at 3:00 in the morning, woke me up. And it's all about it's the energy that you're sending out and the things that you do ahead of time that actually allow people to want to be around you, want to work with you, want to refer people to you. We talk about Feng Shui and it's all about energy, right? So
Absolutely.
This goes hand in hand.
I love the link to it, and I was just going to say that it's that yin energy, isn't it? It's
Yes.
that attraction, it's that receptivity that we do when we talk about sales is very yang energy. Come on, let's do the figures. Let's go. Let's do some more. Let's sell some more. And there's a real difference energy when one and the other. And actually, as soon as you've got somebody who's sell, you kind of push back, don't you? You kind of, whoa, you get into that.
Well, I love sales. I'm a little bit weird. It runs through my blood, but no one likes to be sold to.
Right.
Although we sell ourselves on ideas all the time. And one of the things that I say is everyone on this planet is in sales, because if you have a child and you want them to brush their teeth or clean their room, you are in sales.
Yes.
If you want to get your little Fanny to the gym, you are in sales, right? And sales, we'll talk a little bit more about sales magic, but there's actually no selling in sales. If you can believe that.
It's the magic.
That's the magic.
And this is how I turn it, because customer service, selling what's right for your customers, it's customer service, doing what's right for your customers. And, I'm sure that, that's probably where you're going with your magic training, really, the way it kind of develop itself. But
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
You've got, so we went on to talking about Feng Shui, and you also do a little bit of Feng Shui yourself, aren't you?
I've been doing it in my home for, oh my God, probably more than 20, 25 years.
Right.
And I also use it in my business, but not directly. So it's, most of us women wear these tool belts. And we have these different classes or certifications and different geniuses that we own. And so that's one of the tools that I will pull out of my tool belt when necessary. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. And do you think it's some of your clients that you've been working with, has it changed a lot? Has the pandemic changed the way they're working? Or was it a lot of people already working from home and actually working from that same environment, or is that really kind of changed a lot?
It hasn't changed so much for me because I've been working with women all over the world. But a lot of my clients did go out.
Right.
I'm a big advocate of being out at networking meetings and going and speaking. And so we've shifted to speaking on Zoom. And there is a difference, but you can also still send your energy even across oceans, right? And so that's the shift where I've shown them you can easily talk to people and still be of service, right? You talked about customer service. Sales Magic was a download, SALES.
Okay.
And the very first S in sales stands for come from service.
Right.
Put your own agenda aside, be of service to this person in front of you.
Yeah. I like
and, have the energy of service. So you can do that just as easy via Zoom or online or over the phone as you can on in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And what's the rest then? Tell us the rest of the
I
set.
knew you were asking me that.
I'm like intrigued now. Like, you can't leave me like that.
S stands for service, come from service.
Right.
Be of service to the person in front of you.
Okay.
A is ask questions.
Okay, good.
Make a friend first. A lot of times people in sales want to spit all of their products and services and everything out on someone, and they don't even know, who is this person in front of me? What are they looking for? What is their biggest dream? What are their challenges? Ask questions. There's a whole series of questions that you want to ask. And then now that you've asked all these juicy questions, be quiet and listen. S, service. A, ask questions. L, listen.
Yes.
Listen. There's 4 ways to listen. You want to hear from this person and see what is it that they need, because sales, customer service, sales magic is all about helping someone get to the place that they want to get to, whether they buy something from you or not.
Or somebody else.
Yes, we are all amazing resources. So the E stands for evaluate. How can I help this person? Okay. Excavate, dig deep. Who do I know? What resource can I give them? And then elevate, lift them up.
Yeah.
Lift them up. And then the last S in sales, what do you think that is?
Sales?
The last S in sales is share. So that's what I say. This is a love-based sales system. There is no selling in sales. You're coming from service. You're asking all these lovely questions. You're listening to the person, and then you figure out a way to help them move towards what it is they want. Whether it's something that you have and you're being in integrity because you're coming from service. So if I really have something that will help them, then I get to tell them about that if that's okay with them. If I don't have the right thing, then I refer them to Claire. I refer them to somebody else that I know. I refer them to a book or a podcast. I give them, even if I don't have anything to refer them, I acknowledge them and elevate them by saying, you know, you have a pretty amazing vision and you've come a long way and I see that you can get there. You honestly give them a very sincere compliment. So you've still lifted them up and helped them, whether you sold them something or not. And then you share your ideas.
And so again, within that cells, you've got a lot of yin and a lot of yang in there as well, because the asking is that kind of yang energy, but the listening is like pause, stop, you know, receive, listen to that information, take it in. That's all that yin energy. And so it really is a mixture between, you know, one and the other, isn't it? It's balancing that, those two energy.
Yes. And there's even yin energy in the asking, because you're asking questions about what is it in their heart that they truly desire. So yeah, there's a lot of nice balance, and it's a little bit, actually a lot of bit more feminine energy, more soft energy, more heart-based. That's why I call it the love-based sales system, more love-based. I'm just here to help you. How can I help you? Give me some ideas of what you're trying to achieve, so I can tell you what I can do to help you.
Yeah, I like
and you know, women, we were talking about shoes earlier, right? We had this great shoe rapport. Women are amazing salespeople, even though they don't realize it. Because when we find, I have this amazing store in Capitola that sells the cutest boots, I tell everyone about it. You know, when we find somebody that does your hair or your nails or whatever it might be, we let someone know. Well, that is sharing. That's the true definition of being in sales. So every woman on this planet is really good at sales, because we are so nurturing and caring. We want to help someone else.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, it is interesting, isn't it? Because I think a lot of things, when people get it, they suddenly, you know, just flicks like that. And you're just like, yeah, you know, and a lot of, like, a consultation I had, for example, this morning, and the lady said, Claire, I've talked to everybody about it, about what we've done. I told everybody, the whole town knows about you, you know, and that's what you want, you know, you want people to talk about you. You want people to share. You want people to, you know, because, you know, and then it makes you as a referral, and it, you know, it makes you build more rapport, and it's that real kind of great connection. It's that virtual circle as well, the infinite symbol, isn't it? When it comes in, it comes out. It doesn't, they may not buy from you right away, but they may buy from you in 2 years' time, or they may refer you somebody else that is going to buy from you. And that's the beauty of it, isn't it?
Exactly. And you're not seen as a salesperson or salesy. You are seen as this amazing resource. You're seen as, oh, someone I can go to that knows which direction to send me in, because they're a connector, or they have a wide network of people that they can refer people to. So yeah, you're seen in a much different light rather than that old salesperson, right?
What do you see the biggest struggles your clients have actually to move forward?
Usually it's that we all have beliefs, right? We have limiting beliefs that they're so deep down, we don't know they're there. And they have that old belief around the word sales. Right. So a lot of people are using client attraction, and, you know, or, you know, they're using all these different words, but, you know, come on, people, boil it down. It's still sales. So let's shift that belief so that you know what sales really is.
Yeah.
And then once you change a belief, actions and behaviors happen automatically without you having to do all that much. And then when they learn about energy, the energy of Feng Shui, the energy that you send out, the energy that you're pulling in, a lot of things change very easily.
And it's those alignments as well, isn't it? You're on another it's like another radio, the radio, you're tuning into another station and suddenly, oh, I like that station. I'm going to stay on it. And then you really you've got the same zones, coming in, and then you're feeling that it's really, really good and you're on the right path. So yeah, that energy is so important, isn't it? That, to be able to feel you're doing the right thing, and it's in flow. It flows, doesn't it?
Yes, that was the most amazing analogy that you could ever imagine. So thank you for that. They are tuning into a radio station. They are changing their frequency.
That's it. That's the word.
They're changing their radio frequency. And when it's high and it's more about love and service, if someone came up to you and said, oh my God, I love you, and what are you doing, and what's your vision, and how can I help you? Would you want to be around that person? Would you want to do business with them? Would you want to be their friend? Right? So it's a frequency that, and then all of a sudden they that push energy of sales goes away, and that person relaxes and goes, oh my gosh, this person wants to help me. And next thing you know, they open up and they tell you all kinds of things, right? So yeah, it's all about what frequency are you holding? And that's the biggest thing that Feng Shui actually taught me is, what energy am I holding? What energy am I sending out without really realizing it? What energy am I sending to my environment, or is my environment sending to me? And, is it the frequency in the environment and the energy that I want to be in, or is it something that's lower and heavier?
Yeah. Is that inspiring me to go, or is that kind of keeping me kind of drained and in a hole and things like that? And I'm sure you're seeing that as well with ladies who need that unblocking. It's getting past that push and that realization that's what they've been doing. But yeah, mindset, I'm sure is probably it's a big thing, isn't it?
Yes.
That imposter syndrome as well, I guess. I think maybe more women than men always feel that they're not good enough with doing that, or with doing that, and should I do that, or could I do that? And then and that faith in yourself, isn't it?
Yes, that's one of the other programs that I have, is called Women's Power and Prosperity Alliance. And it's all about women. I help them see their genius and their talents and their magnificence, and not because of something that they do, but they're all qualities of who they are. They're nurturing, they're caring, they're loving, they're generous. When they see who they really are, because they can see that in someone else, and they would say, oh my God, that person's amazing. Well, you have all those same things in you. So then I help them own their magnificence, own their own genius, and that whole imposter syndrome, which is really just stuck energy and not claiming the value that you create in someone else's life. So yeah, and those two go hand in hand. I help women not only know who they really are and see it very clearly, and then own it, ingest it, come from that. Then the sales piece is like, oh my God, this is easy.
Piece of cake.
Yes.
Piece of cake.
Yes.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well, that's really good. And do you also do you work a little bit with your ladies in terms of their environment, when you feel perhaps when you're on the call and you feel something isn't quite moving along? Do you kind of say, right, okay, well, perhaps you may want to have a look at all that rubbish you've got at the back and do maybe a bit of decluttering? Do you also advise a little bit on that?
Oh, yes. I have been tidying myself, my house, for over a year now. And your environment is everything. You know this. You're the expert at this. If you don't feel comfortable in your office, if you are sitting in a direction where you're looking at something and it feels very cluttered, and then you can't figure out why you're so foggy and you can't focus. Oh, it's a direct relation. I love my house, but I wanted even more joy. So what did I do? I got out the purple paint and painted my office purple. Now when I come in here, I'm like, oh my God.
Bring it on.
Yes, it's prosperous. It's royal. It uplifts me. I feel joy. And I'm facing in a direction where I look out the window and I see rose bushes, yellow and pink and purple. And so it's like, okay, I'm in this great mood. How can I help you? Right? And so it transfers over from our environment. I love the word rubbish. We don't use rubbish that much here in the United States, but I love that word. But it's so true. If you're looking at all this rubbish, we don't realize it, but what we ingest, we think about ingesting things through our mouths.
Yes.
But you're ingesting through your eyes, you're ingesting through your ears, you're ingesting through your skin. And if you're in this cluttered environment, you are, whatever is on the outside is what you're going to feel on the inside. So
totally.
Your environment and, what you surround yourself with is imperative.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And you do, it's amazing how even through Zoom and even through kind of, just not being face to face and not being in an environment itself, you can still feel that energy with somebody. When you look in a Zoom room and you see people and they're just like that, and then it's just like,
people, you are on camera and it's in a little box. So they are really seeing what you are doing. Yes.
And just things like wearing your pajamas down below. It's like, no, don't do it. You are working, you are here, you are present. The way you dress will help you the way you feel. It's the same. It all brings that energy in, or it just drains you down, doesn't it?
Well, think about it. The bottom part of you is your foundation, right? And you're connected to the earth. And if you've got your pajamas on, and that's relaxation, sleep, super, overly relaxed. And that's the energy that you're holding and sending out for half of you. So now you've really created this confusion because the top half of you is working and the bottom half is sleeping, and it's like, okay, what's going? We forget we're a whole being, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about, we put on our power shoes, right? and not to overpower anyone, but to have our own self-power be top of mind, top of energy, so that I can help someone tremendously when I'm in my best power.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's what you need. You need, even more, when you're speaking or training or, coaching, you need to be even more at a higher level, because you're giving that energy out, and so you need to be even better. And, so that those kind of anything that you can do to actually build more energy and keep that energy going, you'll be able to share it with others, and that other person, well, I mean, between the two of us, I think we're just like, there's quite enough energy around, but you can feel it sometimes just by talking. Like, somebody said, oh, just by talking to you, I feel better already, because you're sharing that, it's kind of, it's part of you as well. So it's important to learn to do this, because everybody can do it, can't they?
Yes. I tell a story. I was in corporate America, and I worked for the phone company and all its many names. And I was in a job that if you were 100% of your quota, you made $50,000 a year. And I was making $250,000. I was over 1,000% of my quota for 13 years. So it wasn't a fluke, right? And everyone wanted to know, what are you doing? And the things that I was doing was, number one, I was modeling, right? You were saying we have to be in our own power because we're transferring and sharing that power with others, but we're also being the model. And I would close my eyes and visualize the building that I was going to go talk to someone in, whether I'd ever seen it before or not. And I would go around and paint the walls with pink paint and pink energy, pink smoke, whatever. And I would send a bunch of love into that room before I got there. And then once I went out and I met with the person, I would sit on the same side of the table, not across the table from them. I don't want to be in opposition. I want us to be on the same team, on the same side. And they'd look over at me and go, don't we know each other? Haven't we met before? It's like, yeah, 5 minutes ago when I was in the car doing a visualization. But the energy that you send out is so powerful. And we are the role models. If we're not in our own power, why would someone want to work with us? And we also get to remember that people form an opinion. It used to be 7 or 11 seconds. I think everyone's attention spans has shortened. So within 3 seconds, they have already formed an opinion of, oh, wow, this is a powerful person that can help me. Or, oh, this person is kind of droopy today. I don't know that I'd want to work with that. And they don't even know that they consciously thought of that. Exactly. But it's a feeling that runs through their body, and they either go, wow, this really feels really good, or, oh, something feels off, right?
I love it. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, brilliant. Victoria, it was just so amazing just to speak to you. Thank you for sharing your little nuggets and your sales magic. And if people want to know more about you, where do they go then? And if they want to connect with you, how do they connect with you?
There's a couple ways. They can go to my website, which is Victoria Buckman, and it's BUCKMANN.com, 2 N's. Or they can go to salesmagicmakeover.com, all one word. And we can have a conversation, and I'll give them some really juicy recommendations on how to change their life and their business.
Excellent. I love that. Well, I'll put it under the chat anyway, under your photo, so people will be able to connect. And if you want to watch more of the videos, click on the subscribe button and the little bell, so you'll get, every time that I post a video, you'll get some juicy nuggets and experts and tricks and things that, to help you feel good in yourself, so you can feel good with others. And that's what we all want, don't we? We all want to thrive in our lives and have amazing people around us.
And when they subscribe to your channel and they see you first thing in the morning or in the afternoon in this bright yellow jacket, they get a shot of sunshine and their whole day goes amazing.
Absolutely.
So subscribe. They did it for me today.
I think they need to keep that video on replay for a long time. Victoria, thank you very, very much, and hope to see you very soon. Bye for now.
Thank you, my love.